favorite hero, Paquito, has been show up, or it can be used by Sutsujin later. It's still flexible right now, and Valentina, who are free. I think it's gonna be dangerous if Rebellion's gonna pick like some of the heroes that the ultimate can be stolen by Valentina itself.
Yeah, especially that Eve that you mentioned a lot, Cole used. But Paquito, man, Paquito, like this hero is very, very flexible. We can't really rule out that Sutsujin is going to use this hero on that jungler area. But the thing is, Sutsujin is much more comfortable in the utility jungler and has been popping off on that Fredrin especially. So I don't really think that this Paquito is going to be flexed to that jungler area unless there is some drastic changes from Rebellion Zion. And there you go, a Fredrin just secured for a Vincent with his retribution, but Audi TZ getting his signature Franco.
Yeah. It's like the Rebellion signature playstyle to be picking off the enemies, and look at that. Strong. The Atlas is coming on this game.
Oh man, Beloyski is having a flashback right now in the playoffs, in the regular season of Season 11. Even the last game when he uses Franco against this Atlas. Every time, man, every time there is a trigger to pull, it's always... This time, Fanstrong, it's not Dreams, I just realized that.
Exactly, no Dreams. Dreams is down to the MDL with Hidrume. Just got demoted recently to try to strengthen the MDL lineup, Evos icon. But it just shows you again how versatile Fanstrong really is. I think out of all the roamers we've seen in MPL Indonesia, he's had the deepest hero pool, and he's only been here for 2 weeks.
Oh.
Fanstrong definitely showing up strong this time, going up with a Lingman as well. Coach Caleb trying to take everything away from Vincent. Vincent, the main playmaker that has actually been getting a lot of these turtles, a lot of these neutral objectives for Rebellion Zion, despite having losing matchups in the trio mid, having losing matchups in the XP lane. So if you take a lot of these mobility heroes, high mobility heroes from Vincent, he'll definitely struggle. But remember, with an Atlas and with a Valen, this leaves Rebellion Zion a bit open to go for other options. The Fredrin, you said, is going to go to the jungle. I think it's a very good flex that they can utilize, maybe picking up a Martis later on.
Yeah, and with Atlas pick from Evos, I think it can mix the Beatrix from the Rebellion side is like being pushed to use the Purify, or he gonna cut up on the Battling later. But we already see that 1-1 ban from the Rebellion side. I think it's a wise ban because 1-1 with Atlas can easily open the weakness point.
If you're gonna go ham on the gold lane ban here for Rebellion Zion, I think the option is Irithel, because Irithel in the previous matches has always been dominating the lane matchup against Beatrix. But I want to talk about the Paquito pick here from Evos Legends. I think the Atlas picks brings up a new, I would say, variety to gameplay from Age. I think if you combo it with the Paquito jungler, it makes him a bit more flexible in terms of like who am I going for, because it's not always on the XP lane. You can also gank on the gold lane, and the Paquito is always there. So you can't really rule out that. Never mind then. Right away, Coach Age says no. Lancelot for Mr. Sutsujin.
I think if Rebellion want to try, there is a unique pick that they can use. Like Digi on the mid lane, Alice on the EXP lane, and Mac Fredrin in the jungle, so they have enough magical damage.
Digi.
Against the Atlas, Digi is a really the counter, or the nemesis of Atlas.
Yeah, I mean, you're a Diggy main yourself. Maybe a bit of bias for the Diggy, but yeah, I do agree. The Diggy definitely is a big hurdle for the Atlas to go through. With the addition of Franco in their lineup, though, it might be a bit too greedy to go for the Diggy here. Maybe just a solid mid laner, something like a Farsa would do them good with a Purify, but they go for the Eve. Hey, even though the Eve has been nerfed, it is still Swaylo's signature pick, and we've kind of mentioned this as well. When Cars doesn't get the Paquito, he opts to go for the Arlet. But unfortunately for him, the Arlet has just been recently nerfed as well. Maybe this is the reason that Evos Legends let these two heroes go. Both of these heroes, the last two picks for Rebellion Zion, suffered quite a bit in this patch. The Arlet, I think, is very visible, Colius. It's so easy to dodge away from that final slash now.
Even though the final slash have the delay on the animation right now. And don't forget, Miracle, that Eve didn't really need the Purify because the reward manipulation's gonna have the immunity on the crowd control like the Battling. So it can be possible that when Atlas is using the flicker later, that can be the real manipulation. And Harith is coming.
I was thinking like, oh, this might be a Harith pick, but I forgot it's Brance, and he's not gonna play those Harith or maybe you know, those kind of magic heroes, magic damage heroes. But it turns out I was wrong. Brance uses the Harith.
Yep. With Harith, I think they're gonna try to win the match up on the gold lane, especially when Harith having a good time on the gold lane later, having a good farm. He can carry the game even with the Summon Force, the Chrono Dash, can give a lot of magical damage to the enemies.
You're not really worried about the physical damage output, right? Because you already have Bakito, you already have Lancelot in your hand, so that magic damage from the gold lane, it doesn't really matter at all in terms of the output of damage, like the variety of damage you can deal.
And knowing Sutsujin on the Lancelot, I've seen his games on the Lancelot many times, and he always goes lethal ignition. It just seems like for him, he loves that. But now, whoa, a change.
He loves this one, man.
He goes for the killing spree. Impure Rage, actually, my bad. With the Assassin Emblem.
We're gonna see how it fares in this game for a battle of the blues. The Bulls versus the White Tigers. Evos versus Rebellion Zion.
All right, Coleus. There's a big question right off the bat. Why the heck did Sutsujin go Impure Rage? He went for Impure Rage with the Baksha even last week, and now on the Lance?
Yeah, with Impure Rage, I think Lance can have like maybe if he didn't get the purple buff, it can be better and that can give the skills to the enemies, can like giving the damage so it can regeneration the mana itself. So it's much safer than losing the purple buff if he's using the like killing spree or even lethal ignition.
Oh, interesting here. I feel like this is the first life drain that we've seen in this match, but Fluffy might be trouble here, but still has the sprint to bail him up. But holy, I've never seen a life drain even in my ranked games.
Yeah, life drain is definitely not an emblem that we usually see in this, well, the last patch, but now maybe, I don't know, Krite has always been going for these experimental emblems. He's the one who kind of started the whole Inspire thing. Brands 1v1, Highs flickers out, Sutsujin unable to get that kill down, but it's a big win in the first minute of the game for the Tigers.
Like I mentioned before, they tried to win the matchup on the gold lane. Harith versus Beatrix on the early game, it's gonna be a hard time for Beatrix if he want to win facing against Harith, who have the poking damage using the Synchro Vision or even the Chrono Dash.
We're gonna see here the turret damage adjustment for these magic heroes. Mind you that Harith, Harley, and Natan is benefit from this kind of adjustment. And he can push, everyone can push much more freely if they have magic damage. Even Joy, in this case, it's also benefited.
Especially when Harith is having the attack speeds, right? Especially when he is building the Feather of Heaven.
Iron Hook onto Van Strong. No Fatal Links just yet. Remember, the changes to level 4, you get it a bit later. Krite is already level 4, gets the real world manipulation and might be able to threaten Sway Low. Vincent though, still holding on to this turtle. Van Strong recalling away. Now Fluffy gonna be stunned up. Cars winning on the trade right now. Has the final slash. So Jin gonna be caught. Oh, he gets out with the Thorn Rose. 50-50 still a hand. Real world manipulation popped in his car, jumps in with the vengeance. Chunking Sutsujin low. Now flicker from Cars and Vincent wins the 50-50. Rebellion Zion strike first in neutral objectives.
Vincent picking up where he left off versus Kyrie, still very solid in this retry, and he gets the first objective take for Rebellion Zion.
Like Kyrie mentioned before, Vincent Retribution needs to be counted. Like when against the Sutsujin.
Hey!
Oh! Why? But why?
Only Mirko is Rebellion. Is it the Mirko blessing or the Mirko curse?
For me, but we'll see. I honestly think Rebellion Zion has what it takes here in the drafts to win it. I think whenever I see a Franco and an Atlas,
I know it.
I always think of the Light quote. He says, "You're not really a good Franco if you can't face off against the Atlas." So this is a proving ground for Audi.
And yes, definitely the bias is there. Mirko Audi TC, the ex-BTR coming into Rebellion.
Brands as well, bro.
Okay.
And Krite.
Okay, so there's a lot of BTR alumni here. And we're gonna see how it'll fare in this game. But so far, Audi TC has been playing really good. But Sutsujin and Fatstrong.
Fatal Links, but it's still on the RWM. First blood, Razor's Wrath gonna be used up, but Fluffy displaces Vincent. It's a double kill over to Fluffy. 1v1, Swaylo versus Krite. Krite gets out, gets a lot of sustain from the life drain. Look at him. He's surviving, and he got out quite easily through that sustained Zaman Force. Used up top, but in the Mirror's Passion will be used to clear out the wave.
And it also enables him to not buy like mana regen item early in the game, right? But Fluffy, man, like this is why Bakito is so prio in this patch. The rotation speed, the first skill, second skill, I mean, the second skill is just off the charts. We're gonna see here the talent prediction ranking. Arashi, the king of the predictions.
But yeah, continuing your mention before, Shiavan, that Bakito, don't forget the burst damage from Bakito if he already have the full items. It can easily, like, picking off like the Yves or even the Beatrix later.
so far, Fluffy has a 2-0-0, 2 kills for all of the Evos. Even though in the gold department, they're not actually leading. Rebellion Zion actually equaling there, but France and Heisam are very, very good matchup. Meanwhile, Van Strong.
Cars again, final slash onto 3. No perfect match for Van Strong. Vincent looking for the treachery. Real world manipulation used up already. Van Strong leaving an opening, and Vincent wins the 50-50 again. Van Strong still in the midst right now, gonna get chunked by the Appraisers. Ratswaylo gets out, picks up a kill as well. Rebellion Zion still wanting to go for more, but Evos Legends fall back.
Ooh, there you go. That's the high risk, high reward Atlas that we've been seeing, because once you use that perfect match, there's no real engage tools unless you have that flicker. And Van Strong is just in no man's land, even though he's in the middle of the team, but he cannot engage, especially with the slow coming in from a Sway slow.
Yeah. Even though like Evos Legends trying to contest the turtle, but with 4 vs 4, but with Vincent Retribution accuracy, he still got the turtle. The Rebellion Zion already have 2 turtles. That means they can lead on the EXP.
Oh man, Vincent, man. Mind you that this is a veteran versus a Lancelot which has Thord Roars, which has a lot of dashes that can help him to secure objectives as Brands secures that Starium site. And so far, Vincent has been playing a perfect game or objective takes in this game. And he's looking for more.
But with Suzujin, I think Lancelot playstyle is like trying to pick off on the backline on the team fights later. That's why the team fights is not happening yet. He needs to wait for the Van Strong movement or initiation using the battling. Let's see, where is the Beatrice or even the Swaylo at?
And this is something I've never seen after the changes made to the Lancelot and to the meta with the emblem changes. Suzujin has opted to go for Molten Essence. Not even the War Axe. Usually we see War Axe Thunderbolt. He's gone for Molten Essence, and then he's building towards a War Axe now. So, what do you think of this build?
Against Fredrin, I think with this utility build from the Lancelot, it can make him more survivable.
Audi getting a good iron hook there, but look at Van Strong looking for the play right now. Jumps in onto the back. Swaylo losing all of his HP bars. And he will be slain. A killing spree for Fluffy as Evos Legends now try to rotate over, to transition into a neutral objective take. Down below, a turret will be taken by Cars. Vincent with a good taunt onto 2. Now, just distracting, trying to push Evos Legends off of this turtle. 250-50 is already won by Vincent, and now it seems like he will be able to chunk Suzujin low enough. And Rebellion Zion, look at the play up top. They're going to go in for a 2v1. Brands in a 2v1 trying to outplay, and he wins it!
Lord.
Brands refuses to be replaced here, and Audi TZ clears him out, takes him down. Now it's going to be a Fatal Links, bringing him back. And it should be Audi TZ falling down. Meanwhile, Cars gets a kill over to Suzujin. And while all that was happening in the chaos, Rebellion Zion were able to find a turtle.
Gotta say, man, I thought it was a W for Evos because Brands gets a kill before he dies. It's a 2v1, but that kill towards Suzujin is very, very huge for Rebellion Zion. But Impure Rage, man, I think the guy just loves farming, and especially Molten Essence as well. This is very, very weird because Lancelot in any way doesn't like any kind of damage to farm. Like, Molten Essence, I would say it's kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, but we have Gamefact by Grab that the last match-up between Franco and Atlas occurred
Oh,
was
my
in
lord.
the game between
Don't
Evos
remind
and
me.
Gig, which Evos successfully won the game with a battling targeted towards Franco, like you mentioned before, Shevin.
Gotta say, man, but so far Van Strong has not been the threat that Dreams was in this Atlas. Every time the perfect match calculation is just always off, and he doesn't get any kind of even like one-man Fatal Links that's solid in this game so far, and the game has been gone for 8 minutes. Like, come on.
But as long as Van Strong have like getting the winning condition hero, I think it's really important battling. He needs to aim the Beatrix later.
Well, 2-man taunt. Van Strong, locked up and he's taken out! That's one way of countering the Atlas. You burst him down before he can engage. Now it's a knock-up. Suzujin with the Thorn Rosie delays the inevitable, but ultimately it is inevitable. He falls in the mid lane to the real-world manipulation, and Heis is finally online. That's the power spike Rebellion we're waiting for.
And yeah, with that moment, Rebellion Zion is leading the goal right now, leading the map control, leading like the tempo of the game. It's gonna be dangerous for Evos Legends if they keep playing like this.
It's impressive how they can lead the game, even though every time there's an objective take contest, Cars is just non-factor. Every time he uses the final slash, it's always too early, or even like it's useless, I would say, because every time, man, it always gets reset. or it's just way too early and Vincent doesn't get the benefit of that final slash and he doesn't get the advantage that he should be, and he still somehow executes the retribution.
And now the movement from Rebellion Zion, they try to get the Lord.
Oh, Van Strong, perfect match. Already a lot of defenses used up. A flicker as well. Van Strong! Oh, Vincent! A good iron hook and a bloody hunt locking Fluffy down. Brands in the back dealing damage. Fluffy going in for the last shot and finds the back. Now Audi and High is down, but Cars is wreaking havoc in the back. Now another taunt from Vincent, trying to take Fluffy down, and the Praetor's Wrath dodged away from. Fluffy gets out for now, but it is in favor of Rebellion Zion. Fluffy with a shield, Fluffy with a play. But ultimately, Fluffy gets taunted up and locked down. It's a shutdown for Vincent, the man of the hour for the Blue Bulls.
Oh, if you have V in front of your name, you're always a god at Retribution. And this is a player that's respected by Kyrie, and Kyrie knows what's best. Like, well, who is the god of Retribution? Who is good at Retribution? So far, Vincent has been doing all the 50-50s by himself.
Yeah, with 4 men down, and now Rebellion's got the Lord. And look at the items, even the Beatrix already got the Malefic Roar, and then the BOD. It's gonna be dangerous.
Oh! No way! He just predicted Kreit's movement! Audi, TZ, showing up in this series, in this match. Now Van Strong again with the perfect match, but my goodness, that was ridiculous.
Oh man, he's Audi the way he's quick with it. Every time, man, the punish is instantaneous. And before that, a solid hook to win the team fight. And so far, this is a weird matchup. And how is he winning his Franco matchup again? Oh!
Ridiculous. Now with the Fatal Links, but it only knocks one up because of the real world manipulation, and Branson falls under the RWM. It's another iron hook from Audi! Triple kill from Highs, the Matador and the Raging Bull working together to create a miracle. Another iron hook, this time it whiffs, but Vincent moves forward. You can't dodge a targeted attack. Rebellion Zion, game number 1.
Wow, what a hook from the Audi TZ. Oh my god, that accuracy is really, really crazy. Always like picking up the really important heroes to make the Rebellion Zion winning team fights. Evos Legends without the winning condition heroes, it's really hard to like winning the team fights.
And there you go, Rebellion Zion.